Hey guys, welcome back to Quick Tips with CivilVisor. Today we're going to just demonstrate on how to scope and measure a job, how we can duplicate these jobs, and how we're going to add them into our dashboard ready to go. Finally, just a quick sequence on these routes on how we're just going to manage our work. As you currently are on your desks, we're going to show you how easy this is on the mobile phone device. Again, you might be using the iPad, the PC, the Mac, but I'm just going to show you how efficient this is just off the iPhone. All right, so we're in our routes. Let's open up our job. Above there, you can specify if it's a work order, inspector, your client. This is all saved in your admin page. You can get in there and put in your clients and your contacts. The address has already been set up. There's a job requirements here that we've put into every single job type. You can make your changes there if you like. Okay, now we're going to go into scoping the work. We're going to just give you a little small square meter job. What is a 1.5 square meter job on how this works. You hit your length, your width, your thickness. If you want to change your manual and your width, you can so. System will automate your square meters, your cubic meters, and your weight. If you need to restore this job, you need to saw cut it. You can specify your saw cut. There's an option of your 3x2s or your 3x1s. You hit that button and your timbers will show up. System explains to the men how many expansion joints they need. While scoping, if you need more expansion joints, you can add them through. If mesh is required on this job, mesh will be automated as well. We've also got a list of the color charts. Yet we all use Parkin, so Vista's brand's uploaded on CivilVisor. And once you pick your color, it tells the men how many bags, or women, how many bags they need to take to the job. There are other features there that you can play around and have a look for yourself. I use the photo of traffic control because I want the guys to go out and take some photos of some traffic control. So I hit that indicator first. Now this description box here is literally the notes for the guys that are going out there. Your supervisor notes are only for management. Your workers don't see this field. It's just strictly between you, maybe your bookkeeper, whoever's doing your invoicing, your other supervisor. Only the guys that have the option, the account for management supervisor will get to see these notes. They're just possible. They're just reminders, and they're very effective. Okay, you can take a photo here. So in this case here, what we've noticed is there are some contractors out there that like to see a photo at full HD because it's a government requirement, and they want to keep themselves on the safe because they're doing a lot of work around pedestrians. So we keep that image on full. This is for management, yeah. But if we want to just have that photo as a second option as a large photo, so it's crystal clear, you can make your change and go large. Now, when you do it large, when you set it at large, there's going to be a less loading period of time. Okay, the file will go quickly because we've compressed it. If you keep it on full, like many companies do, well, you're going to have a bit of loading time in that process of taking a photo. Okay. Again, though, it's worth your while. Next year, if you want to open up and see that you've done a job right because somebody's unhappy with their work, you can show them a full HD image. I've put it in large, that way I can just demonstrate this quite quickly. Okay, so if we scroll down to the bottom of these templates, the workers' photos. So this is where your workers are sending you photos back. Now you're receiving them in an email. We understand that, but this is where they're getting stored. So this is for the fundamentals of this is you want to see the whole flow under that one job. So your excavations, your formworks, your concrete finishing, they're all going to appear here, and directly under them are your backfill teams. So your completion works, the photos will be there as well. When I show you the next video of how your staff will be receiving this work, up above they're going to have a repairs box. Okay, this is going to help them explain what's going on the job and what they've repaired. There's not much typing. The system picks up a lot of the information. It's quite quick for the guys out there. You're going to receive the work stored just right under the completion photos. So that's all there. And if you guys have fixed up a pipe as an example, and they put it in there, they put in their measurements, you know, you've got that information there on hand. Okay. And there are a few features there. You see that box there? I think I was explaining this to you guys earlier. You hit that box, an email opens up with this image and the scope, okay? And you can specify who. The system collects the actual contact and you can send it straight to them. You can CC whoever you like in there as well, but it's just quick. It's bang, 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 get it out of the way. You know, sort of leave me alone. I'm doing my job right. Here's my proof. If your men have taken the photos, not in CivilVisor, but just on their phone, the flower button allows you to go into your camera roll. Now this is yourself as management or whoever's scoping the work, as well as your staff out there. All right, so once we've done with scoping this work, we can now add and we'll now add and duplicate another job in this route. This information gets carried on as well because it's been duplicated. In this case, we're going to just scope a curb and gutter. And I know, guys, when you're scoping a lot of work, you want it to be really quick. I'm going to show you how quick it is to scope out a 3-meter job, and providing all the information for your staff out there to load up on their vehicles. All your boards, your face boards are there. Expansion joints are all there. Road base, if you want to include a bit more road base for fill, or because you're cutting out the hot mix, you can so. Put in your 32, your 40 MPa. Descriptions, you're not constantly typing. In the back office, we're putting some generics. You can always change them around. Done, very easy. Just take your photos and on to the next one. Okay, so I've deliberately opened this up. If you've noticed, well, I don't know if you did notice, but the jobs were sitting under jobs new. So it's sat under new here. As we've scoped it, the system's picked up and located under a surveyed now status. As well as once I assign it to the teams that are excavating, they automatically go into these statuses of excavation, formwork, finishing, backfill, complete. So you're sort of seeing now these colors and seeing how it all works, where they're at, what stages they're on quickly. And then before you even view in to see your photos. Okay, so this is an automatic feature. Man, you can manually change these statuses around as well. The reason why you'd be manually changing the statuses around is if you don't like what they've done. I'll give you an example. You know, it was a 5-inch job, they've done it 3 inches, you needed to excavate it again. Okay, you send them a message, circle the photo, or however you guys want to manage it, but all you do is just hit that status back a notch, and they'll have to take a photo again because they can't access any other jobs after that. Okay, depends on how you're assigning this work to them. There are 2 different features, but they know that they need to complete that task. Once the jobs have been in a route, this window shows up and it asks you for all your jobs, where would you like them to be surveyed? So where do you want to configure them? System's picked up everything you've scoped up in your square meterage, your cubic meter, and your weight. Okay, we would be putting them into our ready to go. This is where we want all our work. It's in our dashboard, ready to go. That's the jargon, that's the lingo in the industry. If you have some council work, there's a tree inspection folder here as dashboard and a pit height adjustment. All your private companies, if you're scoping the job out to go and quote it, and you're waiting to see if you're going to receive the job, throw it in your waiting on response, guys. You win the job, go into your waiting on response, collect the job, and just tag it over to ready to go, and that way everything's in your ready to go. All right, 2 very cool features just to organize yourself and see exactly where everything is. You're not consistently asking yourself, oh, what was that job that I went and scoped out 2 weeks ago? I forgot my paperwork, I've lost my paperwork. Now it's all on your phone. and let's click OK. We'll hit back and go straight into our dashboard and go ready to go. All right, so again, guys, there's only two routes here of 3 jobs. You might be, having a lot more than that. It's nicely managed, and I'm pretty sure you guys are managing everything on your desks. But these sequences are really effective, we've noticed. So if we want Ben Street to be on our #1 radar here, if we want Doomside to be a #2, and so forth, we might go Silverwater 3, we might go into Burwood 4, and that way, once you start assigning this work over to your excavation guys or your concreters, well, you're assigning them by areas. Okay, so you're sort of finishing them off and you're bundling all the areas together. Rather than merging and splitting, which I'll show you in the next video, you can just sequence these routes, and that way they're all there. Very, very easy when you're making your job sheet. You're not running around looking for the work. And all the information is there. Just a quick shortcut rather than going into your job all the time. All that information is there for your management and your supervisors to see. And once you go straight into the job, again, you've got that access within the job that we're just scoping. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And we hope that you're enjoying CivilVisor.